You said something earlier though. You was talking about how a couple people passed the Big Sean's and the Wale's of the world and shit like that. What? And I always ask this. I always ask this because I'm trying to get a perspective on how people feel about Wale around the world and how they feel about him, how he's been received, his music he's put out, where he stands in the when we evaluating MCs and rappers, where is he in your list? You know what I'm saying? Is that a tough question?
That's really tough because like I like Wale. Like we were talking earlier about Big Sean and how I'm not a fan of Big Sean for real, but I understand Big Sean is nice. I understand Wale is nice and I like Wale's music. It's just Wale, I don't even know how to really classify it, man. But like even his last album, Wow, That's Crazy. Great album. Great music
Great
on
album.
that album. Great features. Like it just I don't know, man. I really can't put my finger on it, man. I can't put my finger on why Wale kind of just is stuck where he is. Like it just, it's like the world is moving around, but Wale is still in that same spot, and it's something I kind of always ponder it because I feel like Wale and J. Cole were like this for a little while. Like around the Born Sinner era, I feel like Wale was just as big as a J. Cole. And then after like 2014 Forest Hill Drive, that gap grew astronomically. And I think it's a lot to do with, I always go back to this. This is what I always say about Wale. I think Wale's biggest mistake was going to MMG. Like, I think he probably has great relationships with Rick Ross, probably has a great relationship with Meek Mill now, but that doesn't fit his sound. I think if Meek Mill, me and Wale have gone to, if Wale had gone the route that Cole went, like it was years ago, I remember I was on Twitter, I was campaigning like Wale should get signed to Dreamville. Like if Wale went over there or went indie, I think Wale would have a better shot because like Wale always tends to be trying to make these songs for like the club in some way, shape, or form. And it just always kind of sounds like throwaways after a while. He's still one of the rappers that seem to feel like they need a single. And I don't think that's necessary anymore.
Yeah. Nah, that's real. That's real, man.
Wale is a conundrum.
He definitely is. He's a paradox, man. It's I don't really know what's wrong with him. Like that's the crazy part. We all got, like, I know people, they say, oh, Wale, he's confused musically. I've heard that before, right? Like one day he give me.
That's the case.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that, but I've heard people say that, and I've heard many people say that, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. I've heard people say Wale he's a hothead. He probably fucked up his relationships in the industry, and therefore he's not as big. Listen, I don't know. I can't confirm none of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we just going off of the music though, and how he's performed lyrically and also just musically as a whole, I think he's put out really good music over the course of his career. Really good music.
Absolutely.
You know
Album About Nothing is an incredible album.
It's incredible. Straight up. But unfortunately, black people are not super hip to Seinfeld. Like that I truly believe, and I'm not saying black people don't watch Seinfeld because I know a few that do. But if black people watch Seinfeld like they did Martin, bro, they would think Wale was a genius for making that album.
And that could be why I like Wale, because I watch Seinfeld about equals and watch Martin. Like I was telling you before we started recording, like my name on Twitter is Jorge Costanza. Like that's because like I consider myself like George is my spirit animal. I fuck with George. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my like Summer of George is like my whole thing. Like it's like so like Seinfeld's incredible. And I feel like Wale is an underground artist at heart, but it just like he's a conscious rapper. Like he's kind of always in my mind, even back to his mixtape days, he's always been a child of the Talib Kweli era kind of people. Mm-hmm. It's just that he just has this ability to really link well with these certain sounds that can get you on radio. Like the song he has, what's the song? Cherry, what's the perfume?
Lotus Flower Bomb.
Lotus Flower Bomb. He has like songs like that, or he just has these records that are always gonna push. Dice Pineapple's doing the poetry on the intro of that. He knows how to make the song that's gonna get on radio, and that kind of pushes people away from listening to his album. I feel like because that sound is not on his album. He doesn't make that. That's not his album. His album doesn't sound like that.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, man. But I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I wanted to know your thoughts because I'm really starting to try to ask people what are their opinions on Wale, because while he's nowhere near his peak of what he was, it seems like Wale is on the way out. And I'm just not sure if people ever really appreciated Wale at all. Like I'm starting to get this sense that nobody really, while they liked him musically, they thought he was cool, they never really regarded him in which I feel like he could have been at. He never really reached the level he could have been at, basically.
A lot of that, like I said, is his fault. Is the way he carried himself in interviews and social media. Like he just comes off very, arrogant and sensitive at the same time. And it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough being both of those things, especially in showcasing it constantly. Like if he stepped away from social media, like back in the day, he was on social media, snapping back at fans, yelling at Complex, like doing just a bunch of just like chill out, like a lot of that shit.
No, that's real.
He got left in the dust by the J. Cole's, the Kendricks, the Kid Cudis. They all left him in the dust.
Even Big Sean, I would argue, left him in the dust.
See, that's the thing.
I would argue that.
That's always a thing for me, right? I feel like those two are very, like, equal to me in a sense. I prefer Wale, but I get why Big Sean gets more love. I understand it. Like, because Big Sean, like, cause even like the hits Big Sean tries to make or does make, he gives you that on his album too. Like you can find songs like those hits on his album. So that's what he kind of does better than Wale, I guess. But if I had to pick one to listen to, it's not a question. Give me Wale 25 times out of the 24 hours that we have on the day.
I'm not mad at that, man.
Because Big Sean, if it's not a feature on the Big Sean song, I'm a cry.
Damn, it's like that.
Name me a Big Sean song with no feature you like.
Sheesh. Oh man, hold up.
Don't exist.
Oh, hold on, man. I gotta. I don't know his catalog.
That nigga is Ja Rule.
Off the top. Hey, hold on. You said one song?
Yeah, no feature.
Bounce Back. Bounce Back was cool.
Bounce Back was cool. Shout out to Hit Boy.
Bounce Back was cool.
Bounce Back was cool.
What about I Don't Fuck With You? I get it. That's not a lyrical drama. That's a
E40 on that.
He was on that shit? He was a feature on that. Yeah, you're right.
But I guess that's mostly Big Sean though. I don't think people.
Yeah, I actually forget E40 was on that. So
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm with you. I understand the point you're making. I get it.
Because if you go his best album, Dark Sky Paradise, bro, that's the one I try to go back to the most. I feel like that's a pretty great album, and it's mostly great because he's blessed with some Kendrick. He's blessed with some big names, some Kanye West, some Drake, some Rick Ross, all over the place. So it really saves him. Lil Wayne,
Chris Brown, Ty Dolla $ign, to Play No Games.
Oh my God!
I mean, there's a bunch of joints on there. I know, even the joint I know with Jhené Aiko, that shit is fire. Like I love that song.
It's a great album.
But I ain't gonna lie, I like this. I like I Decided as well. I Decided
it was cool.
I liked it a lot. I think he had a misstep. I remember saying it when it happened. But that album he dropped. The album he dropped right after I Decided, Double or Nothing with Metro Boomin, that was trashed.
Garbage.
That should have never happened. I'm sorry.
That's why we were on that 3-year hiatus. My man needed to recoup. That was crazy.
Bro, he was going through it mentally. If you listen to this new album, he told us how he was going through it mentally. Matter of fact, on Deep Reverence, which you said you basically skipped his verse after Nipsey, which is very disrespectful because Sean snapped. Sean snapped on that joint. He snapped. Now he really went crazy on that. And I get it. His voice is annoying.
It's his voice and
his voice is annoying, but he went crazy on that song, like lyrically, content, substance, everything.
He would talk about depression with like energy that it's just like, like, why are you rapping to me so happy about depression? Like, calm down, bro. Like, what? You talking about killing yourself, but you sound enthused. Like, you gotta enlighten me, bro. Like, yeah. Big Sean, like, I feel like he's just one of them artists that you gotta. It's tough. He's a tough one. He's a tough person to, like. You either love him or you hate him. I feel like, or you just kind of just like, it's cool. Like, there's no. I don't think you'd be like, oh, Big Sean is great. You know what I'm saying, but it's always a but there. I feel like.
I feel you. But like I said, that album with Metro Boomin should have never happened. Matter of fact, I wish they never came out with that joint and he just simply skipped and went straight to Detroit 2. I think that would have been fitting. You know, he didn't need that joint. He didn't need that. Why drop 2 albums in the same year? That was unnecessary. It was unnecessary.